most popular way to execute a lat pull down is with a pronated grip, and that essentially maximizes lat usage. But believe it or not, there's actually an exercise that strengthens the lats even more than a lat pull down. How do you work your biceps, deltoids, and lats without using a lat pull down machine? It's a great question, and it's one we're going to answer in today's episode of TRX Translations. Now, if you're not familiar with this series, we've been essentially asking the question, how do you take basic exercises in the gym and translate them to TRX exercises that you can do anywhere? Today, we're going to be talking about a lat pull down. So essentially, when you're trying to execute a lat pull down, it's essentially like a pull-up. All right, so you're grabbing a bar and you're pulling weight down. When you're doing a pull-up, you're grabbing a bar and you're pulling that weight up. Essentially, the same muscle groups are going to be used: your biceps, your lats, and your delts. And those are, your biceps are going to be the pulling muscle, your deltoids are going to be the shoulder stabilizer, and your lats are going to assist with the pulling. So we're going to be trying to exercise those muscles, trying to strengthen those muscles. But first, I want to talk about the grips. I have a pronated grip, a supine grip, and a neutral grip. For those of you that don't speak personal trainer, that is an overhand grip, pronated. That's an underhand grip, supine, and neutral remains the same. It's where your palms are facing each other. Now, the most popular version, the most popular way to execute a lat pull down is with a pronated grip, and that essentially maximizes lat usage. But believe it or not, there's actually an exercise that strengthens the lats even more than a lat pull down. I'm going to show you. All right, so we're going to be executing here is what's called a straight arm row. What we're going to be doing is we're going to start off with our arms out at full extension, hanging away from the TRX. You're going to lift your toes up so you can engage your core a little bit more. You're going to have your hands in that pronated position that I spoke of earlier. You're going to push your hands down towards your thighs as you come up. Now, the reason why this works your lats is because when you're coming down or when you're going up, you have to use your lats to stabilize your shoulders so they don't roll forward, okay? So you're squeezing your shoulder blades down and into your spine, and you're pushing yourself up, okay? Now, that's a great exercise, as I said, for your lats, but as I said before, that's not the only muscle group that you work when it comes to a lat pull down, okay? So next, we're gonna be talking about your delts, okay? Your deltoids are your shoulder. You got your front anterior or your back, your posterior delt. Now we're gonna do what's called a shoulder press, okay? You're gonna put your hands again in that pronated grip. You're gonna put your shoulders on top of your hands, and while your shoulders are on top of your hands, you're gonna make sure that you're pushing your heels down to the floor, engaging your abs, and you're just gonna push your hands over your head, okay? Now the great thing about this exercise is when you step back, you can exponentially increase that load on your shoulders, okay? So again, you're gonna be keeping the shoulders directly over the hands to start, keeping those abs tight, and pushing those arms straight overhead, okay? Now, as I said before, I love this exercise because you can exponentially increase the load. But not only that, you can also strengthen the stability in your shoulders. You saw, it's pretty much an exercise where you're gonna be hanging from your shoulders, and you're gonna be executing that motion and trying to stabilize while doing that. All right, so for our final muscle, we're gonna be talking about the bicep, all right? So a great way to work that is called a bicep curl. You're gonna, again, grab that TRX. This time, we're gonna be in a supine position. You're gonna have those palms facing upward. Arms are gonna be full extension away from your body. Your palms are gonna be full extension away from your body. You're gonna have your toes up again so we can engage that core. You're gonna make sure that we're squeezing those lats, and a bonus muscle using those rhomboids, which is the muscles right in between your shoulder blades and your spine, to pull your pull your shoulder blades back into your spine. All right, we're gonna have those elbows right in line with the shoulders as we bend those elbows and bring those handles to your temples, okay? Now you wanna focus again on trying to keep those lats engaged as well as those rhomboids, because they're gonna wanna come up as your hands come up. So you want to really focus on keeping those shoulders down, and especially as you come down, those shoulders are going to want to try to help you out. But you're going to really focus on squeezing those lats, engaging those biceps, and that's going to help you keep your shoulders down as you come out full extension. All right? So those are 3 great exercises that you can use or that you can execute that'll help you with a lat pull down if you don't have a lat pull down machine. Now, as I spoke of before, a lat pull down is usually pretty similar to a pull up. So one final exercise, a bonus exercise if you will, I'm going to show you how you can execute a pull up using the TRX. All right, so you see here, we have this set up in a shorter position. We call this the doubled up position. I'm going to show you how to set this up in another video, but what we're going to be doing here is you're going to be grabbing the handles. This time we're in a neutral position, so we got the bonus. We hit the trifecta on all three handle positions. So you're going to have the handles in a neutral position. You're going to take a seat, and there's 3 ways you can execute this motion. All right, the novice or the easier way is with the knees bent. If you're just trying this out, this is the way I would suggest you try it. Have the hands in neutral grip. Try to keep your shoulders upright. All right, so you don't want to be leaning back. That's actually a different exercise altogether. So you want to be upright, and you're just going to bend your elbows as you pull your chin over your hands. All right, so the intermediate, a little bit tougher. You're going to have those legs out full extension. Again, we're going to be as tall as we can. And again, we're going to pull our chin over our hands. All right, and for our final execution of this motion, this is as similar to a pull-up on a bar as you can get. You're going to have those legs coming off the ground, executing what's called an L-sit pull-up. And that, my friends, is how you execute a pull-up on the TRX. All right, so hopefully those exercises plus that bonus exercise can give you a better idea of how you can work a lat pull down when you don't have access to a lat pull down machine. If you have any other questions about this video or any of our previous videos, feel free to reach out down below in the comment section. I do appreciate you watching, and if you want to see more videos in the future, feel free to press that subscribe button. I almost forgot where it is. Subscribe button right there, I think it is. Push that subscribe button so you can be notified when our next video comes out. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep good company.
That's awesome!